World, good morning. Well, when I was picking out this cup, I instantly heard, in the style of Cookie Monster, G is for Grandma. And then I heard Gamma, like how kids sometimes say it, but then I heard Gamma Ray. And then I was like, and then I heard the Beck song, Gamma Ray, but more importantly, it was more around the word, and I was like, what is Gamma Ray? Like, you hear it, but do we really know? So I looked it up, because when Spirit gets chatty, again, I don't know where we're going, but we're following the Gamma Ray, but it makes sense, because if you're new to the channel, I talk about my grandmother a lot because she was a saint who died in prayer, and her prayers fucking worked. She was legit. She was a Pisces. She loved everybody, so that's why I call her in. Okay, Gamma Ray. Gamma rays are the most energetic form of light and sit at the far right of the electromagnetic spectrum, having much higher frequencies and shorter wavelengths than X-rays. Honestly, apropos for my Grandma Florine, yes. Are we connecting to some grandmas? I mean, they do seem to come through a lot. Yeah. Let's hear for the Grandma rays. Yeah, the Grandma rays. Okay, but Spirit does like to play with word. Okay. Because now I'm seeing, like, grammary. But I'm feeling like there's maybe actually a French word. Like, is there, like, a Gamma ray? Like, yeah, Spirit likes to get real, like, we're playing Boggle or Scrabble or Pictionary. Like, it gets wild with the words. Okay, hold on. Let me just do a quick Gamma ray. Is that a word in French? Let's see. Oh, Wi-Fi. It's a variety of grape. The Gamma ray. Okay, what part? Okay, hold on. It looks like a delicious grape. Oh, I would eat the shit out of those. Huh. Spirit, you have me intrigued. Yeah, you had me at Gamma Ray. All right. Are some of you going to France or somewhere in there? Because we also had the Basque region came up, and that's my grandmother. Sandwiched in between Spain and France is the Basque people, and they were a matriarch. Everything about them stands out. They were just different. Their music was different. Like, yeah, archaeologists, they were like, and what's crazy is thinking about the outside influences. Okay. I did not ask about what the Gamma Ray grapes had to do with this, and I was quickly just doing some editing, and I was like, I need to know. So, since I have the cards right here, let's just ask. Okay, talk to me about Gamma Ray. Eight of Wands. Yeah, are you going traveling to, like, the south of France? Or, like, Italy? Like, grapes, like a vineyard? It could be any vineyard. So we could be doing California. Yeah, vineyards. The Gamma Ray grape. The Hierophant. Are you guys getting married? Somewhere? Yeah, I don't know. Getting married on a vineyard? Are you getting married on a vineyard? As a side note. All that love. Gamma Ray. Okay, well, that's all I needed to know. That's all I needed. Okay, continue. Oh, Spirit's taking us on a journey. Well, fuck, we gotta get out the Kimmy K's then if we're gonna get weird like this. And by weird, I mean fabulous. Fuck. Oh. Okay, Gamma Ray. Gamma Ray. Oh, I do love grapes. I do love grapes. Now, here's the thing. Where are my poor kids in the crowd who grew up poor? That was like one thing as a poor kid. We didn't have grapes. Now, my mom was poorer. My stepdad, he technically had a lot of money, but we never saw it. It was very poor inside the house. But like grapes is like one of those things that I'm always like, always get the grapes. If you can get the grapes, always get the grapes. Yeah, I just did not have enough grapes as a kid. But also, I did grow up in the Northwest Territories of Canada, where fresh produce, at times, depending on where I was, very hard to get. A lot of things were canned. Oh, powdered milk. Where are my powdered milk people at? Oh boy. Yeah. Okay. Well, let's call in the crowd favorites. God, Jesus, Grandma, Buddha, Archangels, all ascended masters, all of my benevolent ancestors, anyone you're working and praying with. Evil's just gotta keep the boundaries. Okay. Okay, well, no, that's like 100 cards. Okay. Grandma, what are we talking about? Back to the vision. This was literally... Oh, well, you know what? Truth be told. Okay, hold on. Yeah, like, after yesterday's reading, it was a full day of... Oh, kind of like a gamma ray, to be honest. I don't even know how to describe it. Other than sometimes I just get eclipsed by love. The best kind of eclipsing that can happen. Yeah, the gamma ray is like the highest frequency. My grandma was like that. Yeah, angelic. Okay. And my point being, though, is that after the reading yesterday, I went and walked, and then I spent a lot of time in the cemetery. Again, it was so peaceful. Yeah, I felt the most peace. Other than that other weird time where I was in the Vale, like really in the Vale. Yeah, like, not a stitch of hatred. The gamma ray. Yeah, this is like some high frequency shit. The poet. Okay. Come here. The heart. This is what I mean, people. Exactly. The gamma ray loves highest vibration. Sometimes I do. I get privileged. I don't know how far up I get there, but I know it's enough where I'm like, my personality, my ego is like, whoa. Where when you step into it, again, it's like once you know, you can't unknow. It's hard to sustain it. Yeah, I feel like... Okay, how many more? Spirit? This one. The one. Are we making a cross? We are. Oh! Spirit. Look at this. The gamma ray. Oh, boy. And it's the cross. So we have the vision, the poet, the heart, the one, the self. This is the gamma ray. You take... Oh, wow. Okay. Woo! Where did I put that book? There it is. Oh, to be honest, and I've been fighting this migraine. This is the thing. If I can catch it early, it's just kind of like... It's not a regular headache. It's like pre-migraine. Oh, but I'm telling you, things are very interesting. I don't know about you guys. How are you guys doing in the collective? I feel like... Yeah, I don't know. Something is afoot, but in the best way possible. Okay, let's lock in, Spirit. Let me just take a little peek-see here, though. Let me have a sip of coffee about it. Let me look at the pictures. Oh, okay, so the poet and the one is standing out with this white orb. And going back into this, like, black and white. Oh, yeah. Oh, because that's really... When you hit that spectrum is when you can step out of the black and white. Like yesterday... Basically, it's like when I hit these, like, spectrums of love, I know I've arrived, because that's usually when I think about these people that I really struggle with in my life. The ones that the H word can come in, you know? These are people, yeah, the struggle is real. I don't know, and something, when I hit these places, I use that opportunity to fully embrace it and to extend that love back to these people because it's authentic. I don't hit this place as often as I would love, but it's going, because what I realized how it started is it was just me doing what I call the spiritual tete-a-tete, where I picture their spirit, their essence, them, just sitting in front of me, and then we talk from our hearts, and I talk from my heart, and I'm honest, but it's heart-based. But yesterday was just like, there were no words. I was just looking into their eyes individually and really being like, I truly, I forgive you. I let this go. Like, we're all good. Like, thank you. I love you. Yeah, and I forgive you. And it was weird because, and I was thinking about this on the walk home, it's like it's actually a lot easier to remove the ego that likes to step in where it gets really black and white, because it's the self. It wants to protect itself. And when you remove talking and you just stare into each other's eyes, like what's communicated, but it's like it removes the story. Because the thing is that, like, for instance, I was doing some work around my son's mom. She was coming through very strongly yesterday. And she has, like, I have no doubt that this person and I have spent many lifetimes together. And yeah, there was like some beautiful moments, and I did speak to her in my mind's eye, like, you know, communicate. But then it was like, it was really, but then this story came in, and then it was really hard to separate, because then I felt like I couldn't trust, because I kept calling in. It just felt like her human self would step in, because I really like to call in the higher selves, like our essence, you know? But then, because I there was points where I was like, oh, I don't know if I could, like, you know, it started to get really the story. And so if I just stopped talking and I just sat in the grass with my toes, my freedom toes, and I just stared and communicated through spirit and love, there's something here about, yeah, because it's, oh, and this was the other thing, because then I was like, okay, hold on, the garbage truck is here, hold on, I gotta close the door, I can't. Because here's the other thing, I sometimes struggle with spirit. Like God and I will fight God sometimes, tooth and nail. Like, I don't care what your authority is. If I think you're coming incorrect, that there's some kind of fuckery, I will absolutely challenge you on it. So, like, God is a subject and a theme and a relationship that, like, I absolutely am so connected to. But I feel like it's a marriage where it's just like, there are days where I'm like, I love you, I feel so connected, I get it, I get our relationship. And then there's days where I'm like, fucking son of a nutcracker, get your ass over here. But love is something, as I've traversed the worst of the worst, it just keeps making me double down on love and to go softer. And I don't know why. Like, it's really instinct. That's what I mean by, like, with psychicness and stuff. Like, it's actually really good to have an ego, because it then sometimes gets clear to know, like, what is truly coming from a more elevated standpoint versus me. Because when I get stinky, a lot of times that's how I instantly know. I'm like, well, I gotta do this, because this is like, it's coming from a more divine perspective, because I know I would not choose this, and I can see my more unelevated thoughts around it. So I was picturing yesterday where I was like, okay, Spirit was basically just saying, though, like, go bigger in your love, just like in a way of like, dream bigger, like, take the possibilities. And like, thinking about the message of yesterday of like this idea of destroying something. Well, for one, you don't really actually ever destroy something. You may remove it from your vicinity for a bit, but like, nothing is ever truly destroyed. So, because I was connecting to a lot of these people yesterday and thinking about like quantum physics, quantum mechanics, how Japan right now has just, they're leading. If you want to look into quantum, just put in quantum and Japan. Japan has just made some like major breakthroughs. It's whatever. But thinking that there's like these different timelines that could exist, these different outcomes. And when you're dealing with really unwell people and behaviors, a lot of times you just like want it to stop, but because they're so violent, again, in their pathologies, it's really like cruelty, 9 billion. It's hard to picture outcomes. Again, that would be grace-led, like where, I don't know, it's like the movie-esque ending, but not like the hero story where like someone who's done the hero wrong and it's like it's restorative justice, but like there's consequences, the hammer comes down, and like I'm all about that. You've seen me, I've talked about that tarot card from the runic deck. Like that's my energy, just tearing up asses. Like I've got the passion, you know. But when Spirit was like dream bigger and then started to kind of like fold in the world around me, but like picture, oh, what was that movie with Leonardo DiCaprio and Elliot Page? The one where like, I don't know, it was like a dream and like, but things like buildings and stuff would get inverted and fold and whatever, but it was all like in a very like gray tones and blue tones. But so Spirit was showing me that, but doing it in love's colors, like all of these like vibrant pinks and salmons and fuchsias, and like love just taking being like, but Spirit was like, what if you dreamed bigger but through the lens of love and you just actually just stepped back and allowed love to do its magic? And I was like, touche. And then when it started to show me potential outcomes through like love's, again, the gamma rays, the highest, most energetic frequencies, it was moving, where I was really like astonished, where I was like, oh yeah, I did not dream to this highest potential of potential outcomes. Now, whether they happen or not, I don't know. But I like playing the game of what if. Because even if you're more, I don't know, there's atheists in the world. I'd be suspect to see if any of you were atheists on here. But you could, in fact, still have atheist leanings, and I don't know, find this potential. Okay. I don't even know if I'm gonna post this. I've just yammered on forever. I don't know what. Interesting. Okay. Okay, so let's go back to the vision now. It took me forever to find it yesterday, but I do believe I remember. The vision. Oh yeah, it's gonna take me a million years now. It's so funny. There you are, 175. I do want to listen to that song by Beck again. I can hear it. I can hear him singing. He's a Cancer. He's also a Scientologist. He's a brilliant musician. Okay, so we're gonna continue on. Okay, the vision. The dream, the imagined. Oh, a higher vision. Yeah, dreaming bigger. Imagining more, but like in ways, again, because you can't possibly imagine, that's where it's just like you have to just let love come in. Just invite love in and be like, show me what you got. Take me there. And I was taken there yesterday. I was moved all day. It was the most beautiful day, I gotta say. Okay. It is said that we are each born with a unique vision, a destiny toward which we are aimed. It is also said that we forget this vision the moment we are born, thus we are sent on a lifelong journey of rediscovery. Such is the elusive nature of the vision, it slips away, yet it guides. It appears in strange dreams and surreal images, seemingly unattainable and preposterous. When we are connected to the vision, we carry an inspired, enchanted aliveness that others recognize. We trust the world and its synchronicities. We walk through new doors into wondrous opportunities. We all want to be near those with vision. They emit energy more potent excuse me, than any elixir. Oh yeah, the grapes. Sorry, I just forgot that we gamma ray the grapes. The grapes of life? Oh, the grapes of wrath. Okay, hold on. Let's finish. Let's focus. Okay. That was a good book, though. What a great title. Okay, no, we're getting sidetracked. Jesus. Yeah, Jesus, take the wheel. Okay. When we lose connection to the vision, life becomes dull and exhausting, lacking meaning. Bring back the mystery. Bring back the dreams. Yeah. Yeah, even for myself. Yesterday, in my writing that I was doing, I just claimed my heart's desires. I was like, I don't give a fuck. I don't even give a fuck if it comes to fruition. I just want to claim it. They're my desires, and I feel good about them. I feel good about wanting them because I deserve to want them. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, there's something here. Oh, going back to also heart's desires. And then even thinking back, going back to like with my son's mom, like really, at the end of the day, and I just keep saying this, but like at the end of the day, I could forgive anything. Like if my son's mom was really, I mean, I've said this to her and in therapy, where I was just like, dude, no one is gonna support you more than you getting help. Like it's just about intention. It's about the honesty. Like if you bring honesty and like right intention, I will fucking work with you. I could put away, we wouldn't forget and we would bring it up, but because their lines have been crossed that we cannot come back from. I also said that in therapy, like none of this is not things that we have not discussed, but I truly stand by, and especially when I enter that kind of liminal space of love and light, where I'm like, at the end of the day, oh yeah, it's about the fight. The black and white is the fight. You have to get exhausted, because that's really how I felt, where I was like, the fight is out of me. There's no more fight. These dark fucks that just love the fuck out of me, I just don't have, like, my fight is more like thriving, like just surrendering and just accepting what is and being like, I don't fucking know. I just know it can't be like that. So as long as I'm not bringing that level of harm, and I can not kill myself, bring harm, like, I don't know, and just be a happy person, like, I can. Oh yeah, because Spirit asked me, literally was like, would you be willing to let go? Picture a one-armed me, because that's how Spirit showed it. Was just like, you only have one hand. You're gripping something. It's the story of your past. It's the story of what is occurring up until right now. All of this craziness, but they're like, could you find it within yourself to let go so that you could receive everything that you want? And I was like, yes, the fight is done. And not in terms of like, I'm still going to advocate for myself. I'm still going to advocate and try to protect my son. But on that spiritual, physical realm, I don't know, man. I just feel like there's just a certain, again, a level of violence, like that spectrum, where I'm like, and I feel like this is how I feel about the world. I'm like, aren't we tired? Aren't we done? Like, I'm exhausted. I'm exhausted, and I just want people to literally be thriving and living their best lives. Like, just collectively, whatever it takes, whatever fucking it takes, whatever work, like, I will fucking do it. I'm tired. I'm tired of this shit. And it feels really good to be in that loving space. And I know the difference because, yeah, I'm pretty loving on a good day, but when that door gets open for me, I'm like, wow. And it's not coming through drugs. That's like sober shit. Okay, this is, yeah, am I gonna post this? I don't know. A poet. When I was talking about how it was easier for me to communicate everything through just the eyes, that just sitting together, not speaking, but just softly gazing into each other's eyes and past the uncomfortable points of time, because you do it for like, I actually did this once as an exercise with this like weird group of people. It was probably a cult, don't know, but you know what, I did learn some things. It was like a week long. They wanted you to sign up for more courses. I won it from one of my pals. It was like a whatever. One of the exercises, you had to just sit and stare into each other's eyes, and there is a point naturally where it's like you use laughing to kind of distract, and then there's this like impatience and like wanting to look away. Like, do you know what I mean? It does, it kind of brings up stuff, but then there's like a point where you just like, you lean in and you just stare, you gaze. Yeah, it's more of a gaze. It's, you know, it's soft. The poet's work is to feel immensely and not be afraid. They must seek out truth in the darkest corners of the world and carry it back for all to see. This unique capacity resides within us all, regardless of our relationship to creativity. When the poet energy is present, there is a call for deep honesty and reflection. For seeing the big picture within the little one. The poet rides effortlessly between the personal and universal. It's possible that others may not seem to listen or care about the poet's work, but do not be discouraged. The words of the poet ring true for centuries to come, soothing the wounds of despair and violence that captivate our world. The poet's work is never finished. Find your voice and trust that the wind will carry it. The poet is related to the shaman and the bridge. These archetypes hover in the meeting place between the everyday and the sacred. It's likely there is a poem or poet that was meaningful to you at a young age. Revisit and reread it now. Be open to its message. Okay, the heart. 125. I love this. Okay. The home, the center, the throne. It is possible from an imaginal point of view to sense the heart as a place. Either we are there, within the realm of expansion and compassion, or we have drifted somewhere else. There is no in-between. It is common for us to leave the archetypal center without realizing it, as the world, with its seductive twists and turns, offers us frequent departure. We may even become a stranger to the landscape of the heart, leaving it vacant for long stretches of time. The seat of the heart is often reclaimed by nature, music, dance, and the presence of children or animals. This card encourages us to move past the layers of life's tangles and knots and enter the wild and sacred center of the self. The most precious throne in the galaxy is awaiting your return. Recall the last time your heart was touched. Soak in every detail you can and feel the heart awaken. And that's the thing, guys. If you can get to that space, man, use it wisely. Like, that's when you should be like, not only like, I don't know, it's about output. Because I feel like when you're in that higher frequency, like, it's like a live wire, but like, if you want to conduct and create and draw towards you beautiful things, do it from that place. But I always say it, you have to have one thing, your North Star. Let it be something that you know to be beyond a shadow of a doubt. Like for me, I can get there with my son. I just have to picture him, and I have one of his old sweaters. Sometimes I just hold it, I hug it, and I just talk to him. But it puts me instantly into my heart. When I'm walking, again, music, beauty, hand on the heart, get honest. Oh man, I'm telling you, get into that heart space, but then conduct business from there. And because you're not in a deficit, you're in an abundance of higher frequency love, shoot it towards people you don't normally like. Give that a whirl. I'm telling you, life-changing. Okay, let's go to the 1. Where are you? There you are. Oh yeah, because yesterday. Oh, remember in yesterday's reading, the reason why I couldn't find the vision is because Spirit wanted to point out the one, the self, the shadow. And we literally have the self, the one, but you know what we don't have is the shadow. Oh, we're gonna read the shadow. You can bet. Oh, yes. Oh, look at that. Again, full circle. Usually when Spirit gives me big downloads, like they just keep going and going. Like the one I had on the circle of fifths, like that went on for days. It's still like, do you know what I mean? Yeah, things are just pouring in. Okay, the 121. Non-duality, one love, unus mundus. I just heard you get to keep what you have by giving it away. Yeah. You get to keep what you have, that light. When you share it with others, that's why, going back into the 1, if you can get into that liminal love space of any kind, just like the Care Bears. Yeah, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let that shit blast. Okay. Our ability to experience this archetype firsthand is limited. It comes in brief and potent moments. Oh, sorry guys. Oh, I wish I had... Oh, that water is gross. Okay, hold on. Maybe I'm getting sick or something. I do usually get a little cold in the fall. I digress. Nobody cares. Sorry guys. Sometimes I get off track. I know. It comes in brief and potent moments that we are left to savor for a lifetime. The 1 is both the energy that unites all living beings and our capacity to sense this intimate union. This archetype eludes us most of our lives, appearing as a concept in a distant galaxy. Yet, when we are in the midst of its power, a solemn reverence falls across all the land. We glimpse ourselves in the vastness of all consciousness and are neither small nor large within that field. Yes. We are neither important nor unimportant. Yes. All duality fades away, and we are left with what is, the precious knowing that life is a gift, and we are both the giver and the receiver of this fortune. Yes. Can I get an amen? Amen. I'm telling you, I was dipping toes into some of this yesterday. I'm telling you. And once you know what is possible, it's hard to ever unknow it. You can't. It's hard to sustain as a human. And that's what Spirit was showing me yesterday, or a couple days ago. Going back and talking about this middle path, the black and white, this duality. Well, to walk the middle road is like, in order for the middle to experience itself, it has to have 2 boundaries. So when I was walking, Spirit had me look down at my legs, left, right, left, right. And it's walking the middle road is having 1 foot in the other. And that's where, when Spirit in that other reading was talking about how it's win-win-win. To walk in balance means that you get to experience both. You don't get to just have to be just a good boy or a good girl. It's like, you know, but you also don't have to be all evil fucking either. Do you know what I mean? It's like that's how you learn. It's the experiential learning. In order to experience what you are, you have to first experience what you aren't. But a lot of that is just back and forth, which is why that whole the infinity symbol for me, it's always it's the creation of things, because I always hear it as a mortal and pestilential, that grinding of stone. It's this like friction of I know and I believe, I know and I believe, and it goes back and forth, and that like friction kind of creates this spark, this tension for creation. Does that make sense? Okay. The unus mundus is a circle representing the unity of existence. Is it possible that the beginning and the end of all things is love? Yes! Can I get an A fucking men? Yes! Yes! Guys, I'm only speaking from my own experience, and the only reason I bring up trauma is just that, like, if you can arrive in any kind of heart-based emotion when you've experienced the worst of the worst, it is a celebration. And I just keep coming back to it. I'm like, I double down on love. I double down on it. Out of all the things that I truly believe in, it's always love. It's always love. Okay, the self. And it takes fucking work. The bottom end of the spectrum, this low, what we call is like low frequency, low vibration, like that shit, it's just like fucking, it's like a McCain cake. Oh, can we talk about McCain cakes for a hot second? What is up with the coconut vanilla fucking cake? That thing's a devil. Oh my god. Oh my god, have you had one? Oh, the first bite, you think, oh, I know coconut. I know vanilla. No, you don't. Not until you've had that McCain cake. Anyway, I digress. But it's like that. It's easy. Hatred, bitterness, envy, like all the dark shit. Oh man, it's like a McCain cake. Oh, one spoon after the other. It's easy to eat the shit out of that. What makes love and grace demonstrated so powerful is because, for one, it's fucking it takes only like a mother's love sometimes. Like, do you know what I mean? It's like at the worst conditions, it requires a lot of effort, a lot of discipline, a lot of staring. You know what I mean? When something smarts in a way where you're like, holy fuck. Every instinct says slap the teeth right out of your head, but you know what? We're going big. Yeah, to be elevated requires a lot of effort to get there. But man, is it worth it? I'm telling you, the peace and serenity. Like where I was at yesterday, moved to tears and dreaming the biggest dreams, possible outcomes through love's lens. I was like, because even if it doesn't, for me, it's about, if you can believe that something's possible, it still changes your structure. So that's why, going back to why I like to play the what if game. What if this were possible? And just allowing, I don't know, great things. I would rather believe in great and wondrous possibilities than to not. Like, if everything's going to be 50-50, regardless, I would still rather believe, because my whole infrastructure's changed. If I put all of my chips on love and think about the outcomes that can come through that my personality just wouldn't dream up of, because it's the story, like, I don't know. Okay, call me crazy. The self. 119. The soul, the witness, the watcher. Again, going back to all of this about vision, the watcher, the seer, the witness. The self is the prism that allows the spectrum of our personalities to radiate. It does not judge, prohibit, suppress, or oppress any of its parts, as it lovingly knows that all aspects have a time and a place, and leads us to experience the full breadth of life's offerings. The self is the central abiding container, the awareness of the infinite universe of possibilities. When this card appears, it's a call to step back into the wind. It is a call to step back in to witness consciousness, to observe yourself navigating the world. Ask yourself, am I the stew or am I the chef? In most situations, our ego draws us into the cauldron where we swirl, spin, and smolder in chaos. Yet the self is a graceful, culinary dancer, watching, waiting, observing, as the spectrum of ingredients become the flavor of our life. Look in the mirror for 30 seconds or more. Look in the mirror and stare into your eyes. Attempt to see the you behind the you. Okay, we have to read the shadow. The unspeakable, the unwelcome, denied. This is what it came down to me yesterday, is really imagining that everything, including you collective, and you can just do this as yourself, but pretend you're the main character, as it's been described, that like God is expressed through us, but just picture that actually every single person you've encountered is just yourself in a character role. And ask yourself, could I love these parts knowing that actually it's just me totally playing a game and I forgot? and I'm really condensing that. I'm really simplifying that, but that essentially is what it comes down to. Well, and what Spirit was showing me too is that, like, really, if we were to get into like black and white and like mixing paint, you have a blob of black paint, a blob of white paint. Spirit was showing me that really what we are is gray paint. We came into this world gray paint, but somehow we got into our minds, we started to deconstruct ourselves. We were like, oh, we're gray paint. Well, you can make gray paint with white paint and black paint. So we want to extract out of our gray paint the black and the white. Do you see how ridiculous that sounds? Like, once it's already created, you're trying to go in and remove the two, like, and then keep them separate. Whereas really, it's just like, we're just gray. We're made up of the black and the white, but they're not separate. They're actually already together. You came in already mixed. They're already mixed. There is no one over here, one over here. You are all the flavors. You're made up of it. You know? Although every card in the Archetypes deck has a shadow potential, this card asks us to delve into the qualities of the shadow itself. We often think that the shadow can be purified, illuminated, and made right through effort and achievement. However, it is typically the case that our lofty pursuit of ascension and perfection is the very source of shadow material itself. Can I get an amen? Amen. By rejecting parts of ourselves and the world, we begin to separate. Yeah, because we're not supposed to be separate. There is no separation. Because love can literally never be destroyed. That's what I mean. There is no actual destroying of anything. Things just get changed. But at the end, we're all the same fucking thing. We're just literally, this is a play. It is. It's just a fucking play. And we've really committed to the bit. But the play is that we are literally all the characters. It's just ourselves. Branched off. Rather than getting to know the qualities and content of our shadow, we busy ourselves with avoiding its presence. This is denial. When this card appears, it is a time to take inventory of these things you've been denying. When the mind responds with no, anything but that, you are touching shadow. Find support for this deep inner work and move towards the shadow with patience and compassion. Yeah. In the shadow of the gods are the very gods themselves. Reflect on the statement by James Hillman in A Blue Fire. What do you despise about yourself? By answering, you move towards shadow. Contemplate the following scientific observation. The closer an object, a person, place, or community is to the light, the longer the shadow it casts. Oh, yeah. I feel like we need to pull a couple cards. I'm hearing that Beck song. I wish I knew, but I just keep hearing him say something gamma ray. Alright, let's get out. Every little thing you do is magic. What an interesting reading. Okay, Grandma? Whoa, the Eight of Cups flipped over reversed. Okay, not walking away. Okay, hold on. Okay, we'll keep going, Grandma. Okay, so we're not. Oh, a devil. Yes. The Lovers. The Emperor. Well, it's interesting. Going back to my son's mom. Like I said, she's coming through very strongly yesterday. And this may pertain to you. Again, when you're doing work like this, we all have a devil in our life. Whether it's an ex, someone you co-parent with, your own parent. I've got a lot that I struggle with. Yeah, but that's where, again, the trust thing, where I started to, like, where I was like, oh, because I was like, again, I was like, and I remember saying to myself, how will I know? How will I know what is love presenting the highest possible outcome versus devilish energy? And this is why, again, going back to playing the what if game, just because I get downloads, again, rumination, I sit with shit. I get downloads, I put stuff to the side, and I sit with it. I sit with it, some things and ideas and stuff for my own life. Like, it's like holding, oh, do I have my little stone here? Yeah. Oy. Like, usually I have a couple stones that I like to walk around with. But there's something about, like, even when that person that I really enjoy their content was posing questions, you know, one of them being, what am I pretending to not know about myself? But what I like about, in like Japanese koans, it's using the phrase or the idea to be something that you reflect, but I'm hearing more, it's like a rumination. And so instead of tackling it head on and being like, I'm gonna solve this, like, get right into the question and start churning out answers, like, without absorbing, oh yeah, going back to the gamma ray, like this type of information where it's like the knowing, seeing, sensing, feeling, knowing. Like, do you know what I mean? When all of the senses and the clairs are involved. And that's why I also like really simplifying and deducing things. So yeah, when I was working with love and talking to people I struggle with and sending them love. But yeah, there was definitely a point yesterday where I was like, why is this energy so strong? Like, just because I was in the liminal space of like love's highest vibrations there did feel what felt devilish. Now, whether that was my own fears or things, but I was just like, and so again, I had to just simplify and deduce, where I was like, okay. And I had to get clear, where I was like, there needs to be boundaries. Yeah, like this, the nest, where it was like, I need to protect my own heart. And that's exactly what I did, where I was like, I felt the energy actually too much from my son's mom. I don't know if she was thinking about me yesterday, maybe not. But at one point it felt invasive, where I was like, oh. But again, always asking myself, what is the objective though? What is my goal? And my goal is like, oh, I can always love people from afar. Just because you're not in my life doesn't mean that I can't love you. Just because you've done terrible things doesn't mean that there isn't still a thread of just spiritual love. Do you know what I mean? Okay, this is weird reading. I have to go edit. I don't know what's going on. But I would say, oh yeah, the pearl. Remember when I did the reading yesterday and there was the oyster? And I was saying, and it was literally, because again, the download kept going after I did that reading yesterday. But what Spirit was showing me is that by changing them, you being authentic, and while they viewed you, opening it up for them to see their own inner light. Oh. Okay, I don't know what's going on here with all the eyes. A lot of eyes. I would just say, be mindful, again, spirituality, psychology, like everything always needs to be rooted and balanced in also realism, practicality, questioning things. I can't state that enough. That, and even giving your trust away to people, like even with my readings, like whatever, like I followed the Buddhist philosophy of like, take it, run with it, apply it to your life. If it works for you, if you see results, great. If not, like, never follow the leader other than yourself. And even when you're receiving stuff, or you think you understand, or like, you know, sit with it, let it ruminate. Really, and with working with people that are abusive, like, I just send them love, but like, yeah, I definitely had to energetically and on a lot of levels still put up boundaries, even though I was working on extending love, you know? Okay, I gotta go. Stay blessed, stay golden.